Okay, so, according to my birth certificate, it says my name is a Brandon, and I'm not sure about the capital letters and stuff like that, but it's not in capital letters. So, it was not a contract and it was not a corporation the way that people have been telling me lately, because the name on my birth certificate is not spelled in all capital letters. So I'm not sure what that means or what it doesn't mean, but I was told that I was not supposed to be a slave or a corporation or entity or whatever it is that they're talking about. Those other folks said. Someone abused me before April 30th, on April 30th, and after April 30th of the year 2004. You know, uh, people said that since I said I wanted to be married and I wanted a wife, and someone else wanted a family, they say when you're married, you have a marriage license. And it means I'm supposed to have a wife. A person that tried to get me set up and killed is not my wife. A person that wanted me to die and wanted to use my body, whether it was for my body organs or for genetic research or for science and stuff like that, is not my wife. Because I was not a science project. I'm not a frog. I don't have big eyes. I had this little eye on my head, Just like it was a guy named Little Eye, and I had went to his funeral one time, because I care about people and stuff like that. They say when I was growing up, it was some girls, that used to hang around people that was in a gang and stuff like that. And one day they said that they was gonna go to school and do something to a girl. I never told them to do any of this stuff. I never told any of the children to do any of that stuff to any of those people. They said a dude named Derek Green got killed on Avenue T. I never told anyone to kill Derek Green. It was not for me. No one never came to me and said, hey, Brandon, what do you want us to do to Derek Green? When, where, how? And it was like people know that I didn't tell them to do any of that stuff to them. When a girl told me that some guys had choked her on the locker at Inslee High School, and she was using a name, and I don't know if she said she was Edward's girlfriend, or if she said she was Mark's girlfriend, or if she said she was Pete's girlfriend, or Pete or Pee Wee was her crush, or she gave them hugs and stuff like that. Everyone knows, like, when I went to Inslee High School, I never grabbed a girl or forced a girl or tried to make a girl do sex stuff with me. So any of those guys or girls that were at those schools, they know I was never the one that tried to force anyone to have sex with me, at school and stuff when I was there, because there was a lot of girls that tried to have sex with me in the bathroom. And since I was a virgin and stuff like that, I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to do it, like, I was supposed to be married and love a girl, and be nice to the other girls. So, I thought I was being nice to the other girls, because since I didn't use their bodies to make them into single moms, and I didn't give them stretch marks, and I didn't ruin their bodies and stuff like that, how when a girl get pregnant and then her body don't look the same after she had the baby and stuff like that, you know, like, I never did any of this stuff to them, because I was like, well, what about on their marriage night when she get married, and, when your wife, it's like my wife, when a wife's supposed to be like, how do you want her to wear her hair? A Brandon. That's what your wife's supposed to say, is what I was told. She's supposed to ask me, if she's my wife and it's for me, she's supposed to ask me, how do I want her hair? When she put her clothes on, she's supposed to ask me, how do I want her to wear her clothes? When she have sex, she's supposed to ask me, how do I want her to have sex or whatever? A person once said, I heard somebody once say that they said that every girl got a pot of gold, between her legs, is what they said. And I was like, people were supposed to ask, what does that mean, is what they said. They was like, every girl, the vagina is sacred. That's what they mean by a pot of gold. It's very valuable, you know. your husband would like it. So you're supposed to get married, is what I was taught. You don't have to, believe the same religion that I believe. It's just me being a witness of what I was taught. I never told a girl to prostitute. I never told a girl to sell sex or any of that, I made a lot of videos and took a lot of pictures, but I never sold any porn or any sex, and I never told a girl to prostitute. Whenever a girl went to get me food or cigarettes or money and stuff like that, I would always say, you're not having sex with anybody. You're not doing sex stuff right. You're not being a prostitute, is it? Because I don't want you being a prostitute. I don't want you doing sex stuff for money, for food, just to get me stuff. I would always be very specific when a girl was with me and I think or I thought she was my wife. I'm not sure because different people seem to have used the identity. So there's no way to say it was for me when somebody was being a prostitute because I never taught anyone how to have sex ever because, I was in a situation when I met a girl to, for some reason, seemed like she already knowed how to kiss and do sex stuff and stuff like that. Like she was one of them people that had a hyena or something like that. I don't know if she ever told who her hyena was, the name of the person that taught her how to have sex, the name of the person that taught her how to kiss, who told her to wear her hair that way. Because I was told that for a person to be my wife, you can't have two masters. You can't be wearing your hair the way that somebody else like it. If I'm the husband, you're supposed to be wearing it the way I like it. You can't be wearing your clothes the way somebody else like it. If I'm the husband, you're supposed to be wearing your clothes the way I like it. You're not supposed to be having sex the way that somebody else told you to have sex. You're supposed to be having sex with me the way that I like it. If I said do it like her or do it like her or do it like her, as an example of how to do it, it's supposed to be with me the way I like it. It's the way that people explained it to me. Because, if another girl says she like curls and she think curls look cute in a girl's hair, but I said I didn't want her to have curls in her hair. And I wanted her to do her hair a different way. I'm talking about the hair, this kind of hair. Not like a kingdom or any of that stuff, because, I don't really understand all that type of stuff. If I told her to wear your hair braided, she doesn't have to wear her hair braided, and she doesn't have to be my wife, and she doesn't have to be with me. Because if she doesn't want to be what I want her to be, if she doesn't want to wear her hair braided, if I wanted her to wear her hair braided, then she doesn't want to be with me and she doesn't like me and she doesn't want to be the way I want her to be, those type of situations, the way it was explained. Since 2004, I had a marriage license and it said people might have abused me during those times and obviously with the bruises on me. They said, if a girl, said that, or did something that you don't like, you're not supposed to kill her. And it was like, I'm evidence of that, of those situations or whatever. I don't know about this or that or any code words, so I'm not talking in a code. So it was like, you can't interpret my words. I would have to tell you what the words mean. And it would have, in order for it to be for me, I would have had to told you, that stuff. You can't say, I killed them people just like you told me to do it, or Brandon. Be like, how did I tell you to do it? Oh, I never told anyone how to kill anyone. So anyone that murdered anyone, whether it was Derek Green or anyone, they can't say they did it the way I told them to do it because I never told them to do it and I never told them how to do it. So you can't say you did it just like I told you to do it. I never told you to do it and I never told you how to do any of that stuff. If a person had sex with someone and prostituted themselves, they can't say they prostituted themselves just like you told us to do it, Brandon. I never told any of you to prostitute yourself, and I never told you how to do it because, first of all, I'm not a pimp. I'm not a hyena. I never taught anyone how to have sex, you know. I didn't even know how to do it myself, you know. I'm not part of the best dad competition or the best sex competition or the best dressed competition or the prove you're a real man competition or the prove you're the best defender of females or children or women or people competition. I never signed up for any of that stuff, you know. So, you know, people say you can't lose a competition that you never signed up for, Brandon. And I definitely never signed up to be Job. I never agreed to be the person to where people ask me a whole bunch of questions or whatever and play games with my wife and abuse me and put sores on my body and stuff like that and laugh at me and call me names. I never agreed to be the fool. I never agreed to be Job. Never. I'm just a person who was abused and feel crazy now after all of this abuse and stuff like that, you know. So, the way it was explained to me over the weekend, somebody was like, when you're married, you have a marriage license. I never agreed for someone to set me up and try to get me killed so that they can give my body parts or my blood or my organ to other people that they like more than me or just to other people anyway. No, I'm not an organ donor. I'm not for science or medical research study. No, I never agreed to be any of those types of people or whatever it's called. I never agreed for someone to be my hyena. So if a person said they was just teaching me how to have sex, it's sex abuse. I never asked for a hyena and I never asked for someone to teach me how to have sex. No, it was all sex abuse, you know. If a person used the name April Williams or whatever and they wanted me to die and stuff like that or whatever, and they had set me up to get killed, or they was just using me and having sex and children with other people and doing abusive stuff like that. I never agreed to any of that stuff. I never authorized it. So you can't say just like you told us to do it, or Brandon, because I never told any of you guys to do any of that stuff. I never picked a person, a time, or a place, or a date, or any of that. I never made any appointment or any authorizations. You can't say you did it at the exact time you told us to do it, Brandon. On the exact day, in the exact place, the exact way, they said something about the method. They like stuff like that. They was like, it's crazy. So whether a girl said she was with Mark or Rob or Edward or even with another girl or something like that, I never told anyone to do any of that stuff or whatever. I don't want Edward's girlfriend. I don't want Mark's girlfriend. I don't want Robert's girlfriend. I don't want anyone's girlfriend, just my own girlfriend. And my girlfriend is my wife, you know. And she is not the person that tried to get me killed. She is not the person that tried to set me up. You know, my girlfriend would know, just like I know, that I was told that a family court is about people that wanted to build a family and those people that wanted to build a kingdom. A marriage is for someone that wanted to love their husband or love their wife. And what I mean by their husband or their wife, a person that want to love their own wife. And she's not supposed to have another wife or another husband if it's not me. You know, she's not supposed to have another husband. It's not me. She's not supposed to have children for other people. That's not me. You know, and they say that I'm not supposed to have another wife because if you want a wife that doesn't have another husband, then I have to be a husband that does not have another wife. Equal give and take is the way that they say it. So since it was 2004 and it's been a long time from then to now. It was like somebody tried to be with me and they cheated on me and did me wrong and they tried to destroy me and they hurt me. And it was heartbreaking because it was like somebody wanted to do something I did not want to do. I don't know if anyone changed their mind or if anyone is naming any names or whatever, but they was like, I did not make any soul contracts in those situations. So someone would have to explain to the family or the family court and the children that someone else said that they wanted to be a family and they said that someone else was their dad, Someone else said that someone else was their dad and that they wanted to be part of a family and a group and they wanted to be a fighter and they wanted to weaponize children and they wanted to start a war. But I was the one that said I wanted to love a girl and be a husband and the girl wanted to love me and be a wife. And somebody else did something different. And I'm not mad at them for that or this or whatever it is.